Greetings, beautiful, happy, healthy, wealthy tribe. I'm so happy to see you all here. Today, I'm joined by a very special guest, introducing the one and only Brooke W. March. Thank you so much for being here, Brooke.
I'm so happy to be here and get to talk with everybody for a few minutes.
Yay, thank you. Yeah, we're going to keep this short and sweet, but just to give you some context, Brooke and I met for the first time just a little over 3 years ago here in Bali, live in person. So this is actually the sequel interview to the one that we did 3 years ago. And wow, have things changed, right? In both of our lives in the world. Like, wow, who knew that life would just go the way it went? But thank goddess. So Brooke was the first person when I discovered the freedom business model. Brooke was the first person that I saw talking about it. It was her masterclass that I watched that was the answered prayer. If you've heard my story, you hear me talking about the answered prayer, that this business model came to me after I prayed for a solution for a golden ticket. And there it was. And she was the one that was delivering it. And I knew it in my bones when I heard her talking about how it had been for her, that it was the right choice for me too. And I invested in myself. I took the leap. I said, yes, my life, here I am living my dream life in Bali now. And I'm so glad that I said yes. And I thank you, Brooke, for your yes and for offering like you have, because your yes and then my yes, like it impacts so many people, right? The ripple effect of us saying yes to this and the good that we're doing in the world as a result of it is just, it really like blows my heart open on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So, right. So I would
Thank
love for you
you.
to share your story.
Yeah, I'm happy to. And I resonate so deeply with that, Magdalena, because the ripple effect that we all have when we have the courage to say yes, that's the thing, right? For those of you who are parents, it's like we're never ready to be a parent. You're never like ready to give birth. You're never ready to like, well, you just get thrown in there and you figure it out. And it feels the same way to me in terms of entrepreneurship when we're really looking at people say, oh, I'm really ready to change my life. And that's where I was 4 years ago. I was an unschooling mom of two. I still have two children, but they're older now. And they were 9 and 6 when I started this business. And my biggest limitation when I started here was that I didn't have time. Huge. I was like, are you kidding? Like my kids were with me all the time. I didn't have daycare. They didn't go to school. Like it was a different reality than most people have. And then I didn't have any money, time, money, and then my own limitations in my head. Like I actually didn't think I was smart enough to do this business. I thought I had to be a tech savvy person. And at the time, I didn't even know how to save a picture on my computer. And I was so embarrassed to even say that, even to admit it to people, but I didn't grow up like that in that era, but we can all learn a new skill set. And for me, I saw a whole bunch of women in particular. We have lots of men here too. But for me, I was looking at the women and the moms, that's because that was just my life. And I was looking at these women who had the light turned back on, like behind their eyes. And I was like, what are they doing? And they were traveling the world. And I had given up travel for the first 9 years when it's such a passion of mine. I've traveled my whole life. And then when I became a mom, it was like everything had to stop. And I had $57,000 in credit card debt, which was just added so much stress and tension and just trying to dig my family out of it. I needed an answer and I needed a solution. And when I saw what was here and I saw the business model and I learned about the high ticket offer that we have. And mostly I learned about the systems that were here because I was already exhausted, right? I was already exhausted. And the idea of coming up with something myself, I honestly thought I was going to have to create a YouTube channel. That's all I came up with was like, can't I just get paid to be myself? Because I had all these areas of interest and all these things that I was passionate in talking about, like most of us do, right? And I thought, can't I just get paid to be myself? But then learning about like the marketing and the systems and the funnels and like all that stuff just made me tired.
Just thinking about it. Yeah.
I was like, I can't do that either. What the heck am I going to do? And then I found this. And when I found this, I thought, wait a minute, I can just be really coachable. I can work on my personal development. I can get out of my own way and I can just plug in. And then like my life is going to start to change. All right. Like I was all in, even though I didn't understand it all. But I do believe that we're all being divinely guided. I do believe that there's no coincidences here, whether you're watching the replay, whether you're here live, like wherever you're watching this, like I was praying for a solution. I was desperate for a solution. And when this showed up for me, I was like, I'm in. I have absolutely nothing to lose. I had nothing to lose. I was broke. I was unhappy. and my life was not going the way I wanted it. And really, I was also, how old am I now? 51. So I was 47 years old. Yeah, I'm like, have to do the math. I was 40, I was 47 years old. I was way behind the 8 ball with my own financial freedom and I didn't come from money, And so when I saw that we had the opportunity to earn legacy income here, that I could focus on something and build something in 3 to 5 years, that was my goal, to hit it in 5 years. That was my goal. And I saw the other people doing it. And I thought, well, goodness, if they can do it, I can do it. Like nobody's any more special, like nobody needs like a superpower or anything. You just need a desire and a coachability. And I grew up as an athlete, so I knew that I could be coachable. I knew that. Like, I'm like, I can follow direction. I can get out of my own way. And I was so desperate for change. Honestly, I was more afraid of staying stuck and going through another month, another 6 months, another year, the way that I was going, than I was about leaping into this. And when I leapt, I just completely believe that when you leap, the universe rewards you. Like the universe rewards courage. And what we have here is like nothing else. Like it continues to blow my mind 4 years later.
Yeah.
And yeah, life is really, really different. Within my first year, I had taken 4 huge trips around the globe, from going from like no travel to massive trips to celebration. I just took my daughter to Bali and I'm sorry I missed you, but I just took Bali on epic vacation for 18 days. And I just got back from 10 days in Canada with both my kids. And I don't check my friggin' bank account anymore. I don't have to say, oh, not right now. Or I don't think so. That's not how we're going to spend our money. I can just say yes. I'm like, yes. You want to do this? Yes. You want to fly? Yes. You want to go to Activate? Yes. You want to go to Canada's Wonderland? Yes. Let's go. Like, and oh my goodness, I want this for everyone. Like I didn't grow up like that. I've never had this kind of reality in terms of abundance before. And I know that it's possible for me. It's possible for you. It's possible for all of us. Like there's so much abundance here. And the way they have this set up is just, it's beyond my wildest dreams. So I could go on and on about it, but that's a little bit about my story. Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. And I just love that we're actually on the millionaire path, right? Because our system actually has a very clear roadmap to becoming a millionaire. And there's more female millionaires in this space than any other. So it's like, that's what gives me a lot of like drive every day. It's just like, I know exactly how to create $1 million. And how I do that is I show up and I do the self-development. I keep myself the highest level version of myself that I can. I live my best life. I share it. That's my job. Yeah. And this is putting me on the very clear pathway to making $1 million and becoming a millionaire and breaking the generational curse in my family of scarcity and lack and all of that. Like this is new paradigm conscious business, big stuff, life-changing.
It is life-changing. And, may I share a little piece about that
Please.
It's hard to imagine. Like, it's hard to imagine who you get to become, because I thought, I was 47 years old. I had done a lot of personal development. I had been an entrepreneur my whole life. Like, I had done a lot of work on myself. So I thought, and it's true, but who I had only gotten me so far. Right. And then I was at this roadblock and I'm like, God damn it. How am I going to get past? Like, how do I continue to open my heart and receive and heal my relationship with money and step into my self-worth and understand that my voice matters and like clear all the limitations, all the gunk that was keeping me stuck. Yeah. And that's one of the most beautiful things for me personally, is watching who people get to become, myself included, you included, all of us. But it's like just so fun to watch the evolution of people's souls. And then the money just comes with it. It can't not, because the systems are in place. So it's just like, I'm always with all the new people, I'm like, listen, work on something for 3 to 5 years and let it pay you for the rest of your life, and let it like be something that you can pass down to your children, right? Like, why would we not commit to building something that belongs to us, that can pay us residual passive income for the rest of our life? Like when I saw this, I was like, well, of course. I mean, I do a whole lot of other things that are every single day for 3 to 5 years that are never going to pay me. So like, why wouldn't I just focus and follow along and be coachable and trust? Because the system is here.
Yeah, exactly. And it works. It works if you work it. If you give up
Yes.
and you don't show up and you're not consistent, it's not going to work. But if you show up and you're consistent, you're coachable, you just follow the guidance that you're given,
Yes,
this
you
one
do.
step at a time.
Yeah.
I equate it to a car, like a vehicle, and you just get in and you drive a few miles every day. You know, you
Yeah,
can decide the distance that you drive
absolutely.
every day, but you either stay in the same place, you never go in reverse. You either
Yeah.
stay in the same place, you can stay sitting in the car, you're not going to get anywhere if you do that,
Hmm.
right? But if you drive just a few miles a day, or, you know, if you could do 100 miles a day, go for it.
Hmm.
You know, it's up
Yeah,
to you. You get to turn the dial up or down, how much money
that's
you
right.
want to make, how much effort you want to put in, because it's there. You show up, the more you show up, the more you earn, the faster it goes. And you're in control of it, right? You get to be
Mhm.
abundant and sovereign and free with
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
And that's what we want for everyone, right?
Everyone. Yeah. And I really believe that we have a moral and ethical responsibility being the light workers to make more money so that we can actually have the impact that we want to have. Otherwise, like
Amen.
there's not a whole lot I could do for with being like just like caught up in my head and my heart closed and in scarcity and fear and lack and all these things. Like that's not operating at a high vibration. And
Yeah.
spiritually bypassing it and saying that I don't need money, that's just not true. It's just not true. I mean, it
Yeah.
could be true if you want to live a certain way, but I don't. I want to live a way where I can contribute and give back in a
Right.
whole,
Yeah.
whole
Thank you
different
for
way.
adding that. It's really important. I know a lot of spiritual people get stuck on, you know,
Mhm.
a lot of limiting beliefs, more money, more
Yep.
problems. I don't need
Yep.
money. I shouldn't want money. I shouldn't desire money, all of this. But the truth is, unless you're living, you know, in a cave and meditating,
Yeah.
which is also valuable. If that's your path, go for it. God bless.
Mhm.
But we're here to make an impact in the world directly. Right. And
Mhm.
so I love that about you, about us, about our whole community. I mean, over 6,000 freedompreneurs around the world who are really
Mhm.
heart centered, impact driven. We're here to do good things in the world. This is not
Yeah.
about buying cars and houses. This is
No.
about, you know, that too. Why not? I
If
mean,
you
there's nothing
want it,
wrong with it.
absolutely. You get to have it all is the thing. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like it's the win, 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 win,
Yes.
win. It's like the
Yeah.
infinity money and infinite wins here. So like,
Mhm.
why
Mhm.
wouldn't you? And yeah, I just really want to speak to the people that stop themselves from
Yep.
taking action, for, you know, being in their own limiting beliefs. Like, this is really
Yeah.
your permission slip to be fully expressed and
Mhm.
to say yes to living your best life and to being a bright shiny light, because that's what the world needs, is for you to be in your
Yeah.
power.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? The last thing I just want to add into that is that of all the people that I've watched come into this business over the last 4 years, there's not one single person that hasn't said the same thing. My life is completely different. Like
Yeah.
everybody, it doesn't matter who they are, it doesn't matter how long they've been here. Everybody says the same thing because you can't not expand in this community with the personal development and like what
Yeah.
we're up to and what we're committed to. And that is
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, totally. And like you, when I started, I was already a coach. I was like, oh, I already know this stuff. I don't need the self-development part. I got
Yep.
that handled. I just need you to tell me how to make money, you
Right.
know? And I remember so clearly, I had this huge chip on my shoulder. And then
Hmm.
when I got in and I started doing the training and the self-development, I was like, oh, there are more levels. Okay,
Yes.
I get it now. And then it's like, you really step into your power here. You
Yeah.
really discover what you're made of, and, you know, lose
Mhm.
the bullshit and just step into your activating your highest potential, is how I always like to say it. So, so
Yeah,
true.
I love
So
that. And the other thing that I want to share about this too is that the systems that we have set up here is it just it doesn't exist anywhere else. I've been an entrepreneur since I was in my early 20s. I've done so many different things. And I've had like multiple seven-figure income earners come in here and see what we have and they're like this. They're like, I can't believe they have this all set up for you, and all you do is just take it and go with it. And I'm like, yeah, like it's unheard of what's here. And I feel like some people miss it because they don't understand like the actual value that's here, or they haven't been in a
mhm.
business, or people just write it off because they're like, oh, well, I already have my personal brand. I already have my streams of income. Well, I don't know one wealthy person who doesn't have multiple streams of income. So whether
Right.
you have a business and an already existing following, or you have nobody, like we've had people that have come in here that didn't even have a Facebook account, that like
Yeah.
came in here, built it, learned ads, and went on to make six figures. Like there's a way for everybody. And
Yeah.
all we've got to do is like figure out what's here and what needs to clear out so that we can really have the
Yeah.
lives that we're also deserving of.
That's it. That's it. 80% inner work, 20% strategy. It's like
Yeah.
so true. It's like
Yeah.
we get to be on this beautiful transformational personal development journey and connect with Soul Tribe all around the world, like-minded people doing amazing things, and just live our best lives and make infinity money Like, what? Pinch
Mhm.
me. Is it
Mhm.
real? It is real.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Thank goddess. Here we are. It's happening.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Brooke. I really
Oh, you're
appreciate you.
welcome.
It's just a blast being on this journey with you. And thank you again,
Yeah.
just for being that first voice that
Mhm.
I heard that was like, this is what's possible, that expanded
Yeah.
my mind. And I get so much fulfillment from the yes that I gave and watching the transformation that
Yeah.
happens in people's lives as I get to share this. And I've become so passionate about sharing it because this is the solution that I know everyone is looking for. It's the golden ticket to freedom.
Yes, it is. It is. And I'm so excited to see any of you who say yes to this, because if you have that little like beating in your heart, just friggin' do it. You're never going to feel ready. Just lean in, get on your phone call, and just like figure out what's next, because there's no way to lose. Yeah.
That's right. Everybody wins in this space. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Brooke.
You're so welcome. Mwah. Good
See
to
you again
see you.
soon. I hope.
Okay.
Bye, love.
Bye.
Bye.